What was your parents' relationship with money?
I'm broke. My account's in negatives right now. Like, there's no fucking way I'm in a position to buy a business. But I'm so glad I didn't go for the money because I mean, imagine if I would have gone for the money, we wouldn't be here right now, and it would be completely different story, you know. So
And did you keep the name? Did you switch the name?
so actually, I just added ink to the name. Yeah, incorporated. Because a lot of these guys now, they told me the same. It's like, dude, I remember when you first started, you were in the front.
Do you have any virtual assistants?
I have one right now, but that's one of the things I think if I would go back, I think it would probably put me in a 3 or 4x more than where I'm at right now.
So your main thing is
My credit was always like in the 700s. I really had no bad credit, and I think one of the things I learned too from Brandon is has been good, but I think that's one of the things I feel like I'm missing, you know. And I went for it, and I mean, I felt like I was stupid for not doing it anytime sooner, you know.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Econ Bulldog. Welcome back to the channel where we talk credit, personal growth, and financial literacy. Today, I got a special guest for you. One of my close friends that we've been growing closer even recently, the Nestor Gutierrez. Nestor, thank you very much for popping in. And I know there was a little switch around on the schedule, but um, I owe you one now.
No, it's all good, bro. I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for having me on your podcast.
Nice, man, Nestor. So, real quick, Nestor, I know some people they've seen you at events. Some people know what you're about. Other people they don't really know maybe the real Nestor, and that's why we're going to dive in, give the audience little of the back end stuff, a little of the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. Um, Take us back real quick. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Jalisco, Mexico, from Autlan de Navarro, Jalisco, and I came to the U.S. at age 8. And yeah, I mean that was I think one of the hardest things that I had to go through. Not knowing English was really tough on me.
Damn.
Communicating to other people was like shit. Like it was a hard time. It was a very hard time, but I think it was a very good test that I went through. It really pushed me to obviously feel very uncomfortable, and I hated it. I would cry. I would tell my dad, let's go back, I don't like this life. Like I'd rather be over there, like our old lifestyle, you know, like
Struggling, but trying to, yeah.
exactly, you know. But kind of like, you know, putting it into perspective, that kind of makes sense why sometimes, you know, we get in a little uncomfortable zone, and we just want to go back to our
Our
you know,
roots, our
I'd
habits.
rather go back and do that, you know, the easy stuff, you know. But I'm grateful for it all, honestly.
Nice. So, what city did you come in and
So when I came over here, I grew up in Colville, California. It's borderline, it's like state line between like Lake Tahoe and Truckee, Reno area. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
so up
okay.
north, yeah, by Northern California. But I grew up over there. Yeah, it was what 10 years of my life over there, and then over here I've been 11 years already. So different chapters of my life, but I can say obviously the one I'm enjoying the most is this latest chapter because I mean I don't have it all figured out, but things are going better, obviously. But I think every chapter was very special to me, and every chapter has been a different growing phase. That's the way I see it.
nice. Okay. And then how were you in high school?
In high school, honestly, I think high school really opened up my eyes, and I think it went back to sports. Um, in middle school, I was kind of like class clown, like just fucking around and just. I would obviously do my homework and all that stuff, but like, I had like zero like looking at the future. I was more like to day and see what happens. And then I went to high school and like shit, this is getting real. Like people were talking about college, careers. I'm like, fuck, I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna do, you know. So I had no clarity. But I think football really opened up my eyes. I became super competitive. Um, I took on challenges. I played golf. I mean, golf. I played baseball.
Nice.
I didn't like baseball, but I just played it just to be part of the Hall of Fame to say, hey, I played all sports at this high school.
Oh,
I played all the sports I could, and it made me lose a lot of weight. I was actually overweight. I weighed more in like fifth, sixth grade than I did in high school.
damn.
Yeah, in high school I was really skinny. I mean, I was playing two sports at the same time, soccer and football, and soccer pretty much all year long, basketball too. And I became really athletic, very competitive. And I think overall, I think in life, I compare it more to like football. I mean, sometimes shit is going good, and then you get knocked out of nowhere. You know, you gotta stand back up and fucking go run again. And some people want to stay down. You know, so putting into perspective, business, the way I look at it, I just look at it as a football game. Like there's you just keep on running, and then sometimes you get fumbled, you get a penalty, you go back, and then fucking forward and back, and so on. That's the way I see it.
Damn. So that's one sport I didn't play football.
Hmm.
Man, I just didn't want to.
So it's a dangerous sport, honestly. But
Oh,
honestly,
it's
I really, really liked it. I went into high school not knowing shit about football. I just learned it, and I wanted to be part of it because I had a little bit of FOMO. I was gonna be like two kids gonna be the only kids in class when the team would have away games. So I'm like, fuck. It was a very small school. My class was 28 kids, senior
damn.
class. So everyone plays sports, and I'm like, if I don't play sports, I'm gonna look like a loser. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna fucking play football. My mom didn't want me to play football. She's like, oh, you're gonna get hurt. This is gonna happen, and that's gonna happen. But I'm so glad I did. Like I said, it taught me a lot of lessons.
Nice, nice. So, and then after high school, so college wasn't even in the works, or was it?
I became a junior. I actually tore my ACL, my right knee, in basketball, and I think that was another phase. I had it, like sometimes you take for granted what you have, and that was one of the stages. I'm like, damn. Sometimes we're so used to their day to day life that sometimes we take for granted having legs and hands and being able to walk and eat and everything. When I had that surgery, I felt miserable. I couldn't walk, and I had a really really bad pain on this leg after surgery. I had a couple setbacks. I fell like going home that day. I fell, and I'm like, damn, I'm probably gonna have to get surgery again. But that right there, I think being home for like the almost a month, it really made me dive in deep into what I wanted to do. And that's when I started looking at college applications, what was gonna be needed. I feel like I had the time to kind of start thinking ahead of time. And that's when I talked to my dad. I'm like, I want to go to school, like law school. I want to maybe be something big that makes a lot of money. And he's like, oh, that's good. I support you. And our neighbor was, his wife was a paralegal in Sacramento. She had a very high ranking in the Sacramento court. She's like, oh, maybe you can come and do the same thing I do. She's like, you know how much you can make just by translating in court? They make good money. They pay you for your trips. I'm like, damn, actually, that could make sense, you know? I learned English. I know Spanish. I'm like, fuck. I think I'm like that. That's what I want to do. And I started looking into like shit. Dude, I never mind. I don't want to do that. That's too much fucking
Schooling.
school and money. And like I don't have the money to invest in it. So that one quick went out of the books. And then it made me realize, you know what? I want to stick more to automotive, and I want to do like a car salesman. But
Okay.
then my dad's like, oh, like that's cool and all, but when you're the mechanic, you can save a lot of money by just fixing your own cars and whatnot, and so you can do like side gigs. I'm like, you know what, you're right. And then I literally graduated, and he's like, hey, I just want to clear it up. I don't want you to go and do something that you're not gonna like just because I'm telling you to do it. So just want to make sure you really, really want to do that, and I'll support you. And I ended up going for that. But in the mix of that, I actually had a scholarship to keep playing football. For Oregon State for the Beavers, and
Nice.
I declined it just because I was so shy. I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do in Oregon by myself? Like, I'm gonna be 8 hours away from my family. I've never been far away from my family, so I only came over here because I mean it is 7 hours away, but I had family over here. So going back to the comfortable, I chose to come over here because I'm like, oh, I want to live with someone I know, and I lived with my uncles and my cousins, and I really liked it over here. That's the reason why I chose SoCal and not Oregon, or I could have gone also to other colleges like San Francisco. But I went back to the same thing. I'm like, I'm gonna be. I feel like I was gonna be too alone, and it was gonna get to me. That's what I felt.
Got you. Got you. And what was your? So you got into automotive? Was that like your first job?
Yeah, that was actually my first job when I was in high school. Actually, in the weekends I would do yard work, and in the summers I would go work with my dad. My dad's a farmer, and I learned. I mean, I would pick up garlic. We would wake up at 4 in the morning, go pick up garlic, and then we were there until like 7 8 p.m. So that was our like that was my summer job, picking up garlic, and then I graduated into the machine operating with my dad, more like doing the lasers, using the tractors, using the heavy equipment, and that's when I started learning more. I actually learned it backwards. Normally, you learn gasoline and then diesel, but I learned diesel before gasoline. Everything was pretty much bigger. It's pretty much the same, but it's just bigger parts. Um, but when I was going through that, that was actually you can say my first official job. When I came over here, I started working at the company that I ended up buying, and that was like technically my second job.
Nice. Okay. Okay. And what was your, I guess, what was your parents' relationship with money?
I mean, I feel like at least the way I see it in the Mexicans' eyes is like they wanna earn money and they wanna save money, and I think
Right.
there's always that line of like, oh, money's tight, we gotta work harder and get more money, and we need more on the savings account. That's literally that's what I saw just going through them, and that's why like no one ever told me in high school, hey, you gotta go work. But I would kind of see the tightness of like, oh, we're tight on money. Like as a man, I gotta step up. I gotta help a little bit. If I can at least handle my own bills, I'm playing sports, we're traveling. I mean, restaurants, eating out, and the equipment. I mean, that shit adds up, you know. And I think that's one of the things that me and my dad got closer. I feel like I got a little bit more respect when like I said, I went out of my way to do it. No one told me, and it's just because of the way I wouldn't hear it, but I could see it. It's like they were like stressed. I'm like money's tight. I gotta try to help and make the situation better. You know.
Got it. So seeing your parents struggle made you want more.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. And so you were working at your job, and then I know you said something before you bought it.
Uh huh.
So how long were you working at that company before the opportunity came?
It was roughly about 4 years.
So you're working 4 years,
Yeah.
and please, I know some of the viewers. How did you go from employee to buying the company, and like how did that happen?
You know, it's all God's plan. Honestly, the way if I could go back, I don't think. I mean,
It'll happen.
I would
Luck.
probably it better not happen. I would say it's a mixture of a lot of things, but I think it was just meant to be. You know, just looking back at it, the way I got the job, it was just meant to be. I was not looking for a job. I was driving from school to go to my where I was living to with my uncles, and there was a detour. I looked left, I saw now hiring. I stopped by, and then the first kind of red flag was the managers were a little bit racist. They said, "Oh, we're not hiring." I'm like, "Well, there's a sign." And in the background, you can hear the owners. What the fuck? You just told me you need people. So I already saw a little bit of like, I don't know if I want to work here because like I wouldn't want to be part of the atmosphere. And then talk to the owner. Point is, I ended up getting the position. But yeah, the first 2 weeks were hell. Like these guys were treating me like shit. Like do this, do that. Like I felt like a slave, you know. And then and like, you know what? I can tolerate. I'm like, fuck, I need money, you know. So whatever it is. And I one day I actually told my dad, and he's like, "What the fuck? Why haven't you told me that? Like, you gotta fuck that place. Like, no, don't let. I don't care what the situation is. Don't let anyone treat you like that."
Yeah.
And ended up being it got a little bit bigger than it was supposed to, I guess. Try to put my 2 weeks notice, and they asked me why. I'm like, it's their word against mine. I mean, probably not gonna believe me. They've been here longer, but you know, I just don't like the way I'm treated. They started looking at the cameras, and they saw how things were being done, and then they ended up firing both the manager and the assistant, which were brothers. And then after that, I think was the next phase. I was hired as a loop technician. I was a loop technician for like about a month and a half. And then the owner really needed a manager, needed someone to make sales and just be in the front. Once again, I'm complete opposite of that. I'm shy. I'm so insecure. Like I don't want to be in the front, you know. And I told him, like, you know what, you can probably get someone better than me. And I have no experience with customer service. I don't think it's a good idea. He said, we're gonna do a test. You're gonna come on Sunday, and then I want to see how you do, and then we'll take it from there. So I'm like, fuck, I can totally just bullshit and just make it seem like I suck at it, or I can actually try. I mean, who knows, you know? So I went out there and just, you know what, it's my job, and I just gotta go get the bag. And shit, I sold a lot of stuff. And then he came to me after the day was over. He's like, dude, that was the best day we've had. And I'm like, oh really? And I'm like, well, I just went ahead and just talked to the people. He's like, you have a skill that maybe you don't see, but even though it's your first customer service job, you never really done this, is the way you explained it. This is about information and trust. So you weren't out there trying to sell something, like you were not hungry for that. So you're just trying to help the person. You're telling them, hey, this is what the car needs. This is how it works. This is yours. This is a new one. That's why it needs to get done. So the way you explained it was just so good. And after that, he just put me up a assistant manager. We had another manager, and then the manager didn't work up. And then within I want to say about a year, I ended up being the manager of the store. And at the same time, we would have talks here and there. He'd be like, "Hey, this place is gonna be yours one day. It's gonna be yours one day." I'm like, "Dude, you're out of your mind. I'm broke. My account's in negatives right now. Like, there's no fucking way. I'm in a position to buy a business." He's like, "I'm gonna help you get there." So he was honestly, as a owner, he was one of the mentors that I had in that early stage that I really needed. Because the part of the being a manager was, I had access to my own schedule. I was working and going to school full time, 20 units. So I was literally like from 6 a.m. up until midnight, like nonstop, sometimes even later. And it really, really worked out. I could have easily gone for the money. Like around my year two, I had contacts with the professors at Chafee, Mercedes Benz of Ontario, and there was another job in Arcadia, a Ford, and way more pay, honestly. And I'm like, I almost did it. I'm like, fuck, but I'm like, why do I even need more money right now? I'm making it. I think I saw it more as a convenience. I'm like, if I go over there, I have to drive further. And I mean, what about if it doesn't work out over there? And what about, I mean, they're not gonna respect my schedule. And then do I have to quit school now? Like I'm almost done. So all that took place. But I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't go for the money. Cause I mean, imagine if I would have gone for the money, we wouldn't be here right now, and it would be completely different story, so I'm glad that I chose that path. And I mean, I always tell that to my employees now too, obviously, like, you know what, like, just from the first day, like when I'm hiring people, I'm like, this industry, I know that sometimes, you hear that maybe around the block they're paying $5 more, and people kind of jump around from place to place. But one of the things I want to teach you in life is that it's not just about jumping around from place to place. It's about actually like doing something with your life in long term, like be part of something great, and if you work for me, I want the best for you. And kind of like looking at what was given to me, I want to create the same opportunities for them. Being in the field, like I said, a lot, everyone, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of other industries do the same thing, but sometimes they just go 3 months over here, 6 months over there, and it's like they're obviously chasing money, and that's always going to be an issue.
One thing I learned at a conference is if you always go from job to job because they're paying you more, that's good, fine and dandy.
Yeah.
But you're always gonna be moving because of the money.
Yeah.
But if you have a place where the culture is great,
Hmm.
you're getting treated great, you're getting mentored by higher echelon people. Those people are inclined to grow more with you,
Hmm.
right? And they get sweat equity. It's just more of a culture thing. So just don't just think, oh, because I'm gonna go to his company and get paid $5 more, the grass is greener.
Yeah.
Bro, every company got shit,
Oh yeah.
right? Every company. I don't care what company, even the best companies got,
Yeah.
the grass is greener. You might see it in your eyes, but there's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Or I got that from Alex Ramosi. He was
Hmm.
saying, bro, there's shit. I look at everybody's books, there's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, but no, interesting. So you consider this gentleman like I would say a strong mentor of
Oh
yours?
yeah, 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 hundred
Definitely.
percent. I mean, we're still really good friends. I was talking to him last week, and he always brings up the conversation. Like, dude, he was telling me, he's like, I've seen so many stages from you. I mean, we just met, like 11 years ago,
Yeah.
but it's like I've seen different stages of little Nestor. But I'm just know I'm proud of you. He looks at me like a son,
Nice.
and honestly, like our bond was really, really strong. And the conversations, I think that's also one of the big things that I think they're really crucial. When I came over here, I was always surrounded by just older people, my uncles. Instead of hanging out with my cousins, I was hanging out with my uncles. Instead of being surrounded by my age group, I was surrounded by other older people, and I was just listening. Just like what they're talking about. Obviously, sometimes it's just stupid shit, but sometimes it's like, oh shit, I could learn from that. And I think that really put into perspective in the way I thought. I think that's one of the things that he really respected. He's like, you know what, you could be thinking completely different, but he's like, I feel like your mind's right. And that's why it would open up more, let's say, higher level conversations between us. And it really, really, really made an impact both for me, and I mean, you can say for him too, because the opportunity that he ended up offering me when I ended up buying the business in 2020, he had a plan, and his plan was to obviously open up more window tint locations. And at the same time, he's like, I want to help out this guy. And I mean, he has a passion. He loves being here. He's growing the company as an employee, and I think he's ready for the next step. He could have easily sold it for 3, 4, 5 times more than he sold it to me. But once again, it wasn't about the money for him. For him, it was more like, if I can help this person,
Grow.
give him an opportunity, why not? Like someone else is gonna come just take it, and they're only gonna get richer, and there's no relationship. So that's the way I saw it. So I'm really grateful for that.
And did you keep the name? Did you switch the name?
So actually, I just added ink to the name. Yeah, incorporated. That
Oh,
was
okay.
it. It was just Rancho Express Loop. Before, when I first started working there, was actually I think it was like a 76 service center or something like that. And he changed the name to Rancho Express Loop, and then I just added the ink.
And what do you guys do at your spot? Like
So
what's
pretty much we do everything. So kind of like going through the trenches in the beginnings. When he had the managers, when I first started, they would hear breaks. Oh, we don't do that. Oh, it's high liability. Do you guys do this? Oh, we don't do that. Like completely just turning people like down. I'm like, damn, you're losing a lot of money. So I let the owner know, and he's like, okay. He said, well, here's a reason, and he told me. I completely get it, but kind of like the perspective was like, we don't do this because it's too expensive to hire a technician that knows how to do that. I'm like, what's more expensive, losing the money that you're losing, you know?
of
So
course?
when I ended up buying the business, I had the idea like, no, I gotta change this space, this spot into like a one-stop thing, not just come here for oil changes and they go somewhere else for tires and another place for brakes. I gotta start adapting these services to the business that I have, and that was my focus. So I slowly started adding more, like let's say, just AC and just other services. And the last one that I added was more a suspension and tires, but that was really the game changer because when you look at it in a car perspective, is like if you can go to the same spot and get everything
Everything?
done. I mean, that's not even just transaction after transaction. That's just at the end of the day, it's just relationship. Because a lot of these guys now, they told me the same. It's like, dude, I remember when you first started, you were in the front. Like they see the growth too. So it's honestly, it feels good when customers, like, you feel like sometimes like, oh, they probably don't remember me. He's like, but dude, I seen you like grow, and that's really cool. Keep it up. So all those little things really, honestly, I think they really matter, especially in a community-based business. Um, super, super big. Obviously, now that we run ads, and the image is out there, like it's so important for all the things, all the things that I've been planting, like they're coming to fruition now.
Do you have I'm just this is just an idea. Do you have a picture of you as an employee there?
I don't.
Yeah, that'd be a good touch, man. If you put that in the lobby
Hmm.
and just maybe
So you know what? Actually, there is now that I think about it, there's a picture of me as an employee. It's kind of like a picture that was taken like from far, like zoomed out, and it's me and another person. But now that you say that, actually, I do have another picture. It's not actually me working. It's just like a picture as a team back then.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it is right there in the lobby. We're like sitting supposedly inside of like a go kart. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Because I think it gives that
Yeah, the
extra
vibe. Yeah, yeah,
touch.
yeah. So what I do have is in the lobby when people are waiting. I have my story. So I won a magazine, the best loop shop in the whole like network of loops in the U.S. And
Nice,
I was selected like best work environment and best loop shop in 2023.
nice.
And I
Congrats.
have thank you. And I have the article right there in the lobby. So every time, literally happened 2 days ago. They were busy, and I stopped what I was doing. I gave them a hand, and I ended up doing an AC diagnostic for a customer. And as I was telling him what was going on with his BMW, um, as I was helping the diagnostic, he comes out, gave him the keys. He's like, "You're the owner?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, really, really good stuff. I read your article, man. Really proud of you." So
Nice.
like they definitely read the things and that's why I have it there. I mean, I could have it in my office, but in my office, no one's gonna see it.
Of course.
So I'm like, I just for exposure, just to see. Like I said, I feel like when they see that, I feel like maybe there's a more of a connection. Like, you know what? I think I like the business, the way the business is run right here. I'd rather just bring my cars here, and that's what I look for.
I love that, man. And I think one thing you said when they come get a service job, is it not? I don't want to just put. Do you do car washes?
Yeah. So the car wash is next door.
Oh, car
So,
wash is
so
next door.
I collaborate with the owner of the car wash, and we do something that way. For example, you come and get a full synthetic oil change with me, complimentary. You get a free car wash next door.
See, that's
Yeah,
that's going above and beyond for the client.
yeah, yeah.
Got it. I've had taken my car to mechanic shops in the past, and bro, before I just had no money, so I would always look for the cheapest of the cheapest. I'd be the person who would get used tires
Yeah,
because it was just cheaper,
yeah, yeah,
bro.
yeah,
And then Brandon, my right hand, he goes, just go to America's Tires or whatever.
yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, okay. And I went, experience. I can kind of feel like
Mm-hmm.
you guys have that same
Mm-hmm.
same experience, customer
Mm-hmm.
Customer walks in, kind of like the white glove service,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and I like that, man.
It
And
really makes a difference because, especially like for example, the way I train my team is, it all starts with a phone call. If you answer the phone call, you're a little laggy, you're like a little off tone, like it's a wrap. You know, because the person, if at least I put myself in their shoes, if I'm calling other places, other businesses for potential, business, I'm gonna take note of the way they answer the phone. If they sound like they're busy, they don't have time for me, like fuck it, they don't have time for me right now. What's gonna happen when I need something, maybe like warranty or stuff like that? They're not gonna have time for me. But if they're really friendly, customer service is great. You know, you come in like you say, we open the door for you, and it's like shit. Like everyone's like saying hi, welcome, like all those little things really, really matter. Because sometimes people don't focus on that. It's like, oh, they focus on transactions, focus on cars. We need more revenue, but just imagine that customer brings their car for you for the rest of their lives. That's his recurring revenue. They share your business to other family members or friends. They do the same thing. That's the way I see it. It's a snowball effect. You just gotta work one by one, make a relationship, and then they start promoting you because I mean, if they're liking it and they're having a good experience, I mean, word to mouth is like the best thing that sometimes we can
but
do.
it's funny about that. You said word of mouth. One great experience will tell 2 people.
Yeah.
One bad experience, they'll tell 10
Oh,
people.
everyone knows.
So that's something to really think about for those of you guys that have a business. Take care of your clients,
Yeah.
right? One thing that we do is every client that comes in, they get a happy birthday. We put them in the
Oh,
system
uh-huh.
and we put them on automatic text. So for their birthday, they get an automatic text
Hmm.
to show them like, hey, happy birthday. Thank you for being a part of Latino Solutions.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've learned through other conferences because have you ever had a birthday, bro? And then you're like, dude,
No one.
no one hit me up, bro.
Yeah.
Besides my wife and kid, just because I live,
Yeah.
they're by default they hit me up.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, on your birthday, it sucks. But the fact that your so and so company uh memorized or they didn't forget about you,
Yeah.
that goes a long way
It
too.
goes along, especially to like the holidays. For example, 10x Grant Cardone sends like what is it, like $500 gift card for his store. I mean, he's pretty much giving his own brand away. I mean, it's a win-win.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
thinks about you. He sends you a nice card saying, "Thank you for being part of the 10x family. Here's a 500 credit for our store."
Wow.
So it's like I said, those gestures that go a very long way. Because I mean, then you look at maybe other people that don't do the same. Not even like email or saying like happy holidays or whatever. Like all those little things, like I said, they really really make a difference. But I understand that sometimes they don't get done because you don't have the personnel to get these things done. You already have so many things on your plate, and that's why like sometimes, oh, I don't have time to send emails. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for this. But that's why the CRM, I think, is, I mean, obviously one of the most important things is,
Do you have any virtual assistants?
I have one right now.
Oh, you do have one.
Yeah, I have one.
I think you told me.
Yeah. So
Spanish, right?
so in the past, I had a bad experience with one, but I think it was my fault because I wasn't clear from the beginning,
Yeah.
and obviously I learned that. But yes, the VA. I mean, you save a lot of money. You can delegate a lot of tasks, and I think before I kind of gave everything I had to my store manager, but it kind of becomes I start taking him away from his actual duties. So I started like chopping off little things that can be done in person, the things that can be done more like just someone else like a VA, and then now I have an operations manager to increase more things that only obviously at the time I was only able to do. So right now my focus is just getting more time with my family and focus more on what does the picture look like really in the growth scale. I think that was for me one of the things I was kind of like hesitant about taking, like fuck, like operations managers not gonna be cheap, it's gonna be a pretty large investment. And especially you get someone that's good, they're asking 150K plus, and like I don't know if I can afford that. And I started running the numbers like, dude, I think my time is worth way more than that, and I think my growth has been good, but I think that's one of the things I feel like I'm missing. And I went for it, and I mean, I felt like I was stupid for not doing it anytime sooner.
Wow.
And it's like I was saying this about the conference last week. Sometimes you look at a payroll or employees like an expense, but it's an investment. It's really an investment because then it's like, okay, You focus like, oh, this guy's gonna cost me $5,000 a month, let's say. Well, how much is that employee making you? How much is that employee giving you back in your time? If you don't have to longer be maybe spending 3 hours of your day doing something, now the person's doing it. Now, like, just imagine you have 3 hours and maybe you're making double the amount that it's costing you per month. Like, it's just an investment. It's just how you want to see it, you know. But the way I saw, like, dude, I should have done this, like, fuck, year one, you know. Like, but I mean, you learn you kind of grow from of it, of it.
Well, sometimes I feel like it's like, I mean, you start looking at cost versus, hey, look, payroll, and like, can I afford it? Like, I'm sure you can afford it. It'll just set you back.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of growing.
Yeah.
All right. I keep saying this because it took Amazon 10 years to even be profitable.
Yeah.
And like for me, even we just hit a mill,
Mm-hmm.
and the first time my bank account ever went negative.
Yeah.
So you just start thinking like, what? That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
But did I make some wrong decisions? Yes. Could I have done better investments? 100%. But then, ultimately it's growing the brand, and I think that's what getting connected with all what we're doing, like Nestor, Chris Medina, Pam. These are all elite entrepreneurs that want more,
Mm-hmm.
and then learning through their trials and tribulations. Like, damn, what does she go through? What is Chris going through? What is Nestor going through?
Mm-hmm.
But like, hey, bro, this is what happened to me, but this is how I freaking pivoted.
Yeah.
The word, but yeah, man, that's powerful. What does Nestor see in the next 5 years?
The biggest thing that I'm really after is just having more locations. I had a back in about like 2 years ago. When I joined 10x, they make you kind of like paint the picture of what it looks like 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, 15 years. And when I did that, I was like, what should I do? I mean, I can sell the company, open 2 stores, but what do I do after? Like, I was kind of like, it made me really think about it. But I'm like, you know what? If I really want to make an impact in this industry, I gotta spread the message throughout the U.S. Not just in SoCal or California alone. I need more. So the thing that I wrote right there is that I wanted to have at least 250 stores nationwide within 10 years. So, I mean, the numbers are crazy. I mean, to 10 years is a very, very little time. But the way I look at it is if I can start building relationships from people that have businesses already throughout the US, and we kind of do the model like Cody Sanchez and buy those businesses away because sometimes they don't have the money to invest in a mentor, and sometimes it's just that maybe, I mean, sadly they're not meant for it, because I mean, mentorship, I mean, entrepreneurship, it's
Yeah.
fucking hard. So I think going that route, I think now that I'm a 10x business coach, I have a lot of clients that they're in the automotive space, and that's the way I look at it now. It's like, I mean, I don't focus on the initial transaction. Not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make 5Gs or whatever, but it's like I want to be part of their growth, because at the point, like, what about in 6 months? I'm like, maybe something I see an opportunity. You know what? Do I think we're standing on a fucking gold mine? Let me come and take over. I'll give you a pay raise. You're so focused on obviously having something always there, kind of security. You're gonna be the manager. You're gonna be in charge of the store. I take away all the stress away from you. Let me handle that, and then I grow that, and I can just take the name away and put my name on it. So I want to make it a franchise. That's the goal. But my main store, Rancho Express Soup, I want to leave the name alone, because it's very, very big in the community, and I can't open Rancho Express Soup in Beverly Hills. The name doesn't fit. So the way I see it is, I leave this one alone, create a sister company that makes more sense, to have in Beverly Hills, to have in Miami, to have like anywhere in the states. So that's my biggest goal that I'm after, and that's why, like I said, I brought an operations manager to help me ease the process of actually getting it done. Because honestly, the business was holding me back. Yeah, like I said, we're growing, but it was like, if I'm not there, I felt like no ideas were really happening. I still had to move the machine. So that's why I ended up bringing that person in.
So your main thing is keep your store intact, but then also buy other businesses
Mm-hmm.
and grow them.
Yeah, it's better. I mean, it's better to buy a business than start one. So,
True.
and especially, I'm not gonna go obviously where it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna go where people that make at least like kind of like the inflation said this. They
So
only work for a company by companies that I think 1 million or 2 million
yeah, 2
plus.
million
Yeah.
plus.
So the same thing. I'm like I'm not gonna go get someone that's making 250,000 a year because it wouldn't make sense. There's probably a lot of mess to clean up.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a lot of potential. Like what? Maybe it's something to assess. But like for me, the real partnership would happen if they've already broken their first mill. I think it could really be something really good. I right now have people in Houston and Chicago. Those guys are really doing really good. Orlando, Tampa. There's a couple right now that, like I said, we have something really good going on. So that's my main focus, just like making something out of maybe their businesses. And obviously, not all of them are going to be in a position to be like, okay, yeah, do that because they're obviously trying to grow. But I think it just opens up more of a possible partnership or me just coming and taking over the business, because in this industry what I see the most is a lot of people, or like I said, are great at what they do. They're great mechanics, but when it comes down to business, I mean, they suck. And I feel like I'm not the best right now, like at least on every aspect. But I think that I am learning a lot, and obviously making still mistakes, and but learning from that is obviously it's costing me more right now, obviously with mentorships and not. But I mean, I think it's gaining me a lot of distance and speed from comparing myself to maybe a business that has been in business for 20 years and they're still not almost just breaking $1 million, and there's still only 3 employees in. They're still the one that do all the work. They're still the manager. So if you compare it like that, is like that's the number one problem this industry has. All the small business owners, like they're just scared to bring in someone to do the jobs. And I've been there before. I completely get it.
Nice, man. It's a big jump. I think what you said was like compared to the business, I've been there 10 years. You've only been there 4 years, and what the amount of growth that you've been executing. What do you think your weakest flaw is in your business?
Hmm.
And then I'll segue into like what's your strongest.
Uh-huh. So
So
I think the weakest for me has been the systems. I feel like I really didn't like dig into systems until like probably like 2 years ago. At first, I would like kind of create something like systemize it, but then it's like it wasn't actually getting done. And I feel like to this day, I feel like I'm always sometimes I feel like I see it as a weakness because I feel like sometimes I'm not happy, I'm not satisfied with it. I'm always just like, ah, maybe there's a better way to do it. Maybe there's a better way to do it. So I'm always changing things around, and there's been a few things that I've changed that kind of like fuck the process up. So sometimes I was like, I gotta learn to like, if it's going smooth, yeah, maybe there's a better way to do it, but like don't disrupt if it doesn't need to be disrupted. But I think that's the weakest thing that I see as a business owner. Sometimes I feel like I wanna be faster. I mean, I'm hungry for more, but I feel like sometimes I come in and fuck it up more than it should.
right.
Yeah.
And then what do you think your best? Like, hey, I'm good at this.
I think I'm good at as a visionary. I
Oh,
think that I'm a good just team and leadership, and I think I've gotten good at that because I think I sucked at it, and that kind of goes back to once again the investments that I made with 10x, Brandon Dawson, Natalie Dawson. I mean, great leaders. I think the reason why I started doing things the right way is because I started implementing the things I learned from them. And when it came down to like being part of an environment that you just go and you see, like, you can just feel it. You can't make it up. And it's like, shit, like, I want to have something like this. Walk in the room where all the employees are just fucking ready to get the day going.
yeah.
It's like it's 7:30 in Miami, and people are fucking jumping, not getting late to work, not not getting breakfast or stopping for a coffee and showing up late, like getting in there like yawning already. Like these guys are pumped up. I'm like, I need to know what are you guys doing for this? So it's kind of the culture. So if you look at the things they do, is like every single day before they start the day, 15-minute meeting, they talk about wins. Talk about how many wins do you have in that department yesterday. Oh, we sold this much in real estate, $1 million in real estate. How much did you do over in 10x South? Oh, we did this much in 10x South. How much did you do over here in the mentorship program? Oh, we did a 1.5 million yesterday. So it's like, fuck, the numbers are being talked about. Like, holy shit, dude. And I thought I was having a good day. Like these guys talk about M's
Oh,
in just days. So it's like, oh shit, okay. So going back to the question is like, sometimes I feel like I want to be that position that I want to come and fucking like disrupt my operations and just like and that's the weakness I have. Sometimes I want to go way too fast, but it's not about that. You gotta take it, obviously not too slow, but just take process and progress and learn from obviously the people that are doing it, but know that you can't compare your year 5 to their year 21 or whatever there is.
True,
So
true.
I gotta understand that. But my strength, like I said, now is I think it's leadership, visionary, kind of understanding employees. I think is definitely my best strength that I have. I put myself in their shoes before anything. Once again, I've been there, know what it's like. When someone comes, I can see when someone's like kind of a little bit more on the slower side. I'll literally open up the conversation, be like, "So what's going on? Let's talk." So really, really big on that. The way I see them is they're my partners. I don't have a business. I don't have what I have without my team.
Yeah.
You know, I can be a dick. I could be like, oh man, screw this guy. I just want my work done. But what is that gonna get me? That's not gonna get me to where I want to go, because I'm gonna lose my team. And then if I want loyal people, I can't get loyalty if I'm not being there for them, or I'm not caring for them. I think employees really really respect and really like once someone just comes, hey, how's everything? Everything good? And it's because, like I said, I understand how everyone's wired now because of the meetings that I have with them, one-on-ones. If I don't do that, then I don't understand you. If I'm not understanding you, then we're probably disconnected. If we're disconnected, chances are you're probably not gonna do the things I want you to do. You're probably not gonna be invested in my vision. You're probably just there for the check. You're a good worker. You get the thing done. You're fast, but that's it. I want more. I want more like ideas. Hey, I was driving to a shop today and I saw this. I think this is a good idea. That's a partnership.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like we're trying to get to there. But I think you need more eyes on that, and that's just mine.
Got it. I think one thing that I've taken the time as we're growing our company, we have 12 employees,
Mm-hmm.
and giving them that little one-on-one.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel guilty because I'm like, I can't give. I know it's only 12. You guys would be like, but that's 12. That's nothing. I should make more time to really give a one-on-one to everyone, because I'm only giving my one-on-ones to like
People.
Victor, uh, not even Brandon, right? Brandon, we don't really say one-on-one, which I
Mm-hmm.
think we
Mm-hmm.
should.
Mm-hmm.
And then my top two VAs,
Mm-hmm.
they get my one-on-one, like, hey, I need
Mm-hmm.
you this and this and that. Where do you guys want to go and stuff like that? So that's something I think I need to
And,
do
and
that.
and
And
the way I think, I at least I see it is like, obviously you gotta go from the top down, because sometimes, let's say your employee that maybe they're good employees, they do as they do, they show up on time, but maybe they're just, I don't want to say as hungry, but maybe they're just complacent what they have, they're happy. Maybe don't meet one on one as much as maybe as your top
top,
producer
yeah,
that
yeah,
wants to crank it up. But I would still kind of get, maybe instead of every month, maybe do it every 45 days. Hey, just checking in. How are things going, bro? Anything I can do for you?
gotcha.
Your work quality. Rate. I always ask them, on a scale of 1 to 10, where you rate your quality this month? 8, 9, 6. Okay, well, what's the gap between 6 and 10? Oh, I think I gotta get better at this. I think if I had this knowledge, I'd probably be faster over here. Okay, well, what needs to happen for us to get there? Well, I think we need training. Okay, well, what kind of training? I'm not sure. Okay, next time we meet, I want you to come back and I want you to tell me the research is the training I need. I'll invest in you, but I just don't want it to be like, this is not being done because of X factor. I,
Yeah,
I I hate I hate excuses, justifications. If there's ever a time that people bring it to, I'll be like, hey, let's time out and let's clear this up, bro. Like, let's take accountability. Accountability is huge for me. I don't care you screwed it up. I just like when I raise my hand and I screwed up. I always do it as the leader. I do it. I'm like, hey, fuck, dude, I'm so sorry, guys. I screwed this up. I try to fucking change some things around, and it's my fault. But I always do that for the same. I gotta set the example, because if I'm not taking accountability for my own mistakes, then
yeah.
why should someone else?
Like I just this 1 o'clock appointment, I had to move someone else, and I text them a little late, and that person drove from X, Y, and Z. So I had to tell him, yo, that's my fault, bro. I'm gonna take that hit, and let me make it up right? Because I think as a business owner, you have to take accountability. And like I wanted to share something. My tax professional, he's like one of my close friends.
Mm-hmm.
I hired him to do my taxes and my payroll.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his employees like like messed up bad, where it cost me like 20 grand. And employee wasn't it was and I wasn't one to just tell my friend like, hey bro, this dude's messing up really bad. Like I was like, cool, whatever, let's make it right. And he ended up firing him.
Mm.
Not because that was one of the big things, but he kept on messing up. And I feel like as you know, as a boss, you want to give too many chances,
Yeah.
because they have a family or they're
Yeah.
going through
Yeah.
something, and you're like, damn, bro. But that was costing them
Yeah. A lot of money.
a lot of money, and the only reason I still stayed was because he's my friend. But I had to exit, bro. I was like, look, bro, I can't, bro. You guys are making too many mistakes. But he called me personally and said, look, bro, just wanted to let you know we let go of so and so. My fault on that one. I should have been more dialed in. All the clients he had were just all jacked up.
Mm-hmm.
So let me make it right, and then when you're ready, we'll send you off to whoever you want to go. So that's that shows
Yeah.
big, because we're quick to collect money, but when there's an issue,
Yeah. We gotta show up the same way.
you gotta show up the same way,
And I
brother.
think one of the things I learned too from Brandon is, when you take accountability, obviously it really helps the culture, but it's all a reflection of the business owner. So if let's say you go into a business and let's say, oh yeah, that guy was a fucking asshole, the guy in the front, he's a jackass. You can be mad at him, but you shouldn't be mad at him. He's just doing as he's told, or maybe there's no attention on that, and that's why the business is running the way it's running. So it all goes back to the owner. That's why, like I said, everything like in my business is like, I can be there and say, oh, it's your fault, what the hell, I'm telling you this. But at the end of the day, it's my fault, because maybe sometimes you don't give enough attention to the thing that's happening. The problem is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it really gets big. It's like, what the hell? But if you would have done maybe weekly meetings, maybe if you would have tapped in as soon as it happened, maybe you wouldn't have gotten here. So for me, it's like I want to, like, if I go into business, I can see how things are going just by looking at my guys. Are they moving fast? Are we kind of running crazy? Like, if I see kind of like desperation, like I'm like, oh, there's a few things going on, and like, where can I help you guys? Oh, it's because we ordered this part, no one has it. We gotta look for. Okay, go spend time and go ahead and handle that. Or you want me to handle that? Oh, you could please do that. This person's at lunch. Okay, I'll get it. But I think, once again, being part of the visionary, that's the thing, the strength that I have the most, because sometimes I feel like it prevents me from shit getting much bigger. Not all the time, but it's like having that and understanding your people, I think is very, very, very important.
Damn. Um, it's I think everything. Culture is everything. I was watching a pod, and you have to set the standard high,
Yeah.
right? And that's something that even me, right? Because obviously I'm not the best physically shaped, which I'm working on. Even that, right? You got to set that bar high. Hanging with you more. You every time I see you, bro, you either working out with your family, or I see your business post.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, damn, those are the kind of people you always want to surround yourself with, but don't let little cracks slide in, because little
Yeah.
cracks are they're gonna make the company
Yeah.
fall and stuff like that.
And one of the things that I had to learn is, going back to the employees, is sometimes, yeah, you care for the families. Oh, I can't fire this guy. He just had a baby. And oh, I can't fire this one. But if it's like over and over and over again, you're making a decision basing it off on your emotion. One thing Brandon always talks about is, like, don't ever make a decision based on emotion, because it's probably always gonna go bad. You can either fire someone just because of emotion. Oh, what the fuck did you do? Or it can be like, you know what? Logic is, let's break it down. The reason this happened, you took accountability. You know what? I'll let it slide, but make sure it doesn't happen again. This is where it went wrong. Or once that you can blow up and just out of here. Or you can be super lenient on someone that keeps screwing over and over and over and over and over again. at the end of the day, it's only costing you way more. And it's because of the emotion you want to attach to it. It's like, oh, I can't let this person go because you gotta you gotta be a little bit selfish at times. Where obviously you gotta put your business, you gotta put yourself, but at the same time is like the future of the company. If you have someone that's hurting the growth of the company, then maybe it's 2 versus 6. And I mean, you're going against your own people, you know.
Yeah.
So you really gotta like make decisions with logic. Um, and I think it kind of eases up the way maybe that you fire people. Is like, you know what, I'm letting you go not because I don't like you, maybe because of X factor. I'm letting you go because these are the facts. First write up, here it is. Second write up, here it is. Third write up, the one we're talking about right now. This is the reason why. I mean, we've been talking about it one on ones. You're not meeting your targets. You're not doing this. You're showing up late. Your attitude sometimes is bad. So it's like, do you understand why this is not a good fit now? What are they gonna say? No, they're lying. They can be mad,
Yeah.
but it's like you shouldn't be mad at me. You should be mad at yourself because we had 90 days to fix this. That's sometimes, like I said, I like working the 90 days, like because it equals to a quarter. Because sometimes like, okay, quarter 1 was good. Well, shit. Well, I see that everyone had their shit together. What happened in Q2? Why did it drop? Was there some stuff going around the world that maybe there was a little bit of like maybe the World Series, people kind of dropped they kind of little distracted with the things that was going around. But all those things matter. But that's, like I said, it's my duty to make sure that everyone is aligned and is going where they're supposed to go.
So that's what bosses do. Um, one, two more questions, but how important was credit
Mhm.
in building your company?
Fuck, dude, credit. I think that's the thing that hurt me the most, not having it.
Wow.
Because when I first got the business, I had no access to credit. I wasn't in a position to get credit. So I had to go ask for money and I made it happen. Um, First year in business was, like I said, you could say, oh, it was okay. Second year in business, it was okay. But when I try to make that growth from second to third, I started fucking just throwing money as mentorships. That's when, like, fuck, I could really use a credit card right now. I started applying banks for loans, denied, denied. I'm like, why the hell am I denied? 2 years in business, over 700 FICO score. Like, why are they denying me? Like, what am I doing wrong? And the whole structure was wrong. I was a sole proprietor. It was
Wow.
just, it was a mess, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Once again, I didn't know anything about business, so I had to clean all that up. And even until just recently, I mean, that's when I told you the other day that I was having a hard time just getting a card over $5,000. They wanted to give me 2,000, 3,000. Like, dude, what the fuck is 3,000 gonna do to a business owner?
Yeah.
Like, I need more. And then someone else helped me in the business funding, and
Yeah.
then yeah, really, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, fuck, the opportunity that you can do with when there's obviously credit available, not just to go spend it, but obviously invest. Like, oh, for the people like, oh, I don't have money to get good people. Fuck, use the credit card. Maybe if you need to, to make some bills, buy some equipment maybe that you need or whatever. But it was a fucking game changer.
And I think I don't want to say all, but like maybe more than half. A lot of mechanic shops, they're using their own money
Yeah,
to buy parts.
yeah,
And they're not using a credit card, they're not
Mhm.
using a business Amex or something like that. And I gave that tip to one of my daughter's softball friends, dad.
Mm-hmm.
He owned a mechanic shop in
Mm-hmm.
San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it's called. Shout out to Chris. And I go, bro, you're using your own money to pay parts? He goes, yeah. Order the part, this and that. I go, bro, use an Amex, bro. You get all the
Yeah,
points.
points.
And then like he hits me up like 6 months later, and he's like, man, this is crazy, bro. I got all these travel points, and I'm like, I could do a lot more now.
Yeah,
I go, yeah, bro. But this people don't know what they don't know.
yeah.
So credit was definitely
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
yeah. Honestly, I see why people sometimes struggle
yeah.
because sometimes they're not even in a position to apply for a credit card because their FICO score is messed up. So my credit was always like in the 700s. I really had no bad credit. It was just a history that was hurting me.
Yeah.
I had no history, and just landing the first one. I mean, I learned so much about the business funding, like the NAICS code and all these abbreviations.
Yeah.
For automotive, it has high risk. A lot of stuff that I learned in the credit game. But like I said, now like I have like $250,000
Nice.
in funding. But obviously I had to uh, go by trial and error. And at first, I would hear things and I would start applying for credit cards on my own, and I fucked it all up with all these inquiries, and
Yeah.
it was all bad. But I think if you can learn from someone like that does this credit game, like, dude, credit is a big thing. If you want to obviously grow in the business.
Yeah, man. Credit is everything. Personal or business.
Mm-hmm.
There's always ways to get funding. Like he said, he didn't have it. He tapped in. He invested,
Mm-hmm.
and he was able to get funding for his business. If there was one thing you could do all over again in your business, what would that be?
I think, once again, I would, if I would have known how important it is to have a good team players on your team, I would do that. Because at first I was literally, I would not give any control to any employees. Like, no, no, I'll do this. I'll do this. I'll do this. I'll do this. And then I'd be mad because people didn't know how to do the work. Well, fuck, it's my fault for not letting them, or for not teaching them. And I would just get a lot of just from the get go. Hiring obviously is very, very important, but I would just get bad employees. I was just like, I need to fill in this position. You're hired, dude. Sometimes it's like you're hired on the spot. Like, I just need a body. But understanding, no, dude, like you need some like really strong foundation. I think if I could go back to day one, I would really focus on bringing in obviously a top A player, and then start forming down there. My manager, and that way I can focus on other things, or I'll be the mechanic and have a strong manager, vice versa. But that's one of the things I think if I would go back, I think it would probably put me in a 3 or 4x more than where I'm at right now, because I had to clean up the first 2 years, say 3 years. I had to clean up a lot of the mess that I had. I had to pretty much get rid of all the guys that I had, because it was holding me down. I think that was one of the main things that I would do differently. And obviously now, knowing how, like I said, important credit is, it goes hand in hand with that. I need money and I need people to work for my company, and that's everything.
Nice, nice. And appreciation for you coming in here. I want to show you the Latino Solutions community. I'm gonna donate 5 free oil changes
Sure.
because we get a lot of people in the Riverside community area. His shop is in Rancho, called Rancho Express Lube. So 5 people, first 5 people, all you got to do is go in there and say, "Oh, I came from the podcast." All you got is Latino Solutions, and whatever the oil change. Hey, don't milk me, guys. Don't be getting the brake change.
Don't bring your Lambo in.
Don't be doing that, guys. Just the oil change, guys. Latino Solutions got you. I talk to him regularly, so he'll tell me, "Hey, bro, someone came in for the oil change. Hopefully, you guys get other services, but just know I will comp
Appreciate
5 oil changes, bro. Just showing love to you, your community. Also, appreciation for you to come out here, guys. Hit him up first of all on the gram, the Nestor Gutierrez. Where else can they hit you up? The Nestor Gutierrez,
It's all platforms, or the business is Rancho Express Loop Inc. on all platforms.
Rancho Express Loop Inc. Google him. Hit him up. You saw him from here. Pull up to his, like I said, pull up to his company, and yeah, man, meet the Nestor himself if he's in the office. But if not, you guys got a free oil change. Anything you want to leave the audience? Any words of, like, maybe an entrepreneur trying to figure shit out, and they're like, man, I want to quit. This ain't built for me. What can you share with them?
I think sometimes you're putting your own limitations on yourself. You can make decisions basing it off on obviously what you're going through, or like maybe bad interruptions, maybe whatever it is, any problems. The way I look at it, as long as you're breathing, it's a fucking win. There's no losses. There's problems, but I look at them as lessons that you need to learn to prevent more shit from happening. Unfortunately, entrepreneurs are never gonna really just not have problems. As obviously as you grow more, there's more problems, more money. But the way that you react to the problems is everything. You can either react in a victim way, or you can react in a way, what, I gotta fix this shit and do it the right way. But at the end of the day, you have one life. Fuck it, just make it happen. Like, whatever you want to fucking do, just go ahead and go do it. Really, really do it. Like really go out there and leave it all on the fucking floor. If it doesn't work out, hey, dude, you try. That's what matters the most. But I think that's my mentality on everything I do. Kind of like the saying that Curry has, Stephen Curry has on his shoe. I can do all things. That's a mentality I have. I
Nice.
went and did football. I didn't know what the fuck like football was about. I got into golf. I didn't know what golf was about. I did baseball. Like everything I do is like I don't know how. And I mean, you look at it, no one knows how. It's like when you're born, you learn how to walk, you learn how to do things. Everything else is just you gotta learn. That's all it is. You gotta learn how to do it. No one is born with all that stuff.
Hey guys, so hit up my boy Nestor. He's like I said, the #1 lube shop voted by Diddy. By Diddy, right?
But did he? Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. Hey, thank you, Nestor,
Thank
for
you,
your
bro.
time.
Appreciate
Wrapping
it.
up, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one.